Do you have stubborn belly fat? Do you want to lose that stubborn belly fat? But more importantly, do you want to lose that belly fat fast? In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing 8 things that you need to do right now so that you can lose that belly fat faster than ever before. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? Tanner Weidman of thebarbarianbody.com. So when we're getting into losing your belly fat, the first thing I need to put out there, you can't target it, but you can lose it. And the way you actually lose it is by losing overall body fat. So everything that I'm going to be covering in this video are tips to actually help you to accelerate that fat loss. Belly fat is one of the first places that your body tends to store the fat and also one of the last places that it'll go. So you need to get yourself down to a certain body fat percentage in order for you to eradicate that belly fat. So we're gonna start off here with our first tip, and this is going to be NEAT, also known as non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So outside of all of the exercising that you could do, yes, that is going to play a role. However, you're going to actually burn a huge amount of calories from things outside of exercise. And what we're going to actually focus on here are a lot of these little tweaks that you can make in your lifestyle throughout your daily habits that are going to help you to burn more calories without feeling like you're putting in a ton more effort. So a couple of great examples of this could be simply just parking your car further away from, let's say, the grocery store. This will help you get in a few more steps every time you walk in to go and buy your groceries, whether you're going to be shopping, doing anything like that, as opposed to trying to park as closely as possible to the store. In addition to that, you can, instead of going ahead and taking the elevator, I personally like to opt for taking the stairs whenever I can. Now, if you live on the 9th floor, is that going to be ideal? No, if you really did want to turn up your fat loss, then every time you go into your apartment, if you're on the 9th floor, go ahead and try and take the stairs. But if it's places that are on the 1st, the 2nd, or the 3rd floor, try to opt for taking the stairs as opposed to the elevator. This is just one of those little tricks that I always personally do, and it really helps you to add in a little bit more calorie burn throughout the day. Now, one of my favorite techniques to actually burn fat without purposely trying to burn fat is simply cleaning your house. I am an OCD neat freak. So going out and cleaning my house, doing all the mopping, doing the sweeping, the vacuuming, dusting things down. Dude, by the end of my personal cleaning, I do clean very thoroughly. This will take me like 45 minutes to an hour. And very often I've like broken up a sweat every time I've cleaned. I'm just going around the house, going up the stairs, cleaning everything. You will find you're able to burn a little bit of extra calories on top of your exercise. You're gonna have a clean house. That's the secondary benefit of that as well. Next is actually going to be your diet. And what we wanna focus on here is the thermic effect of foods. Now, with all 3 macronutrients we got fats, we got carbs, and we've got protein. Now here's what's interesting about each one of these macronutrients. In order for your body to digest one of these, it's gonna require caloric burn. Your body's gonna have to be working internally to break down that food. Now, if you're gonna be eating fats, between 0 to 5% of those calories from fats are gonna be used by the body to break it down. So if you ate 100 calories of fats, between 0 to 5 calories out of that 100 calories will be burned by the body. Now, when it comes to carbohydrates, between 5 to 15 of 100 calories consumed of straight carbohydrates are actually going to be burned by the body to digest it. Now, here's the interesting thing. Proteins will take between 20 to 30% of all of the calories consumed through just protein. So if you had 100 calories of protein, 20 to 30 of those 100 calories are going to be used by the body to break down all of that macronutrient. So if you consume a higher protein diet, you're actually going to be able to burn a lot of calories behind the scenes without putting in pretty much any extra effort, while also being able to satiate yourself, meaning you're going to feel a lot fuller after you eat this food just because you're choosing to eat a high protein diet. So 20 to 30% of those calories from protein are going to be burned by the body without putting in that much effort. So a high protein diet is always great to help to get into that calorie deficit. Number 3 is going for 10,000 steps a day. Now, walking does fit in with the NEAT aspect, the non-exercise activity thermogenesis that I mentioned earlier in the video. However, I kind of want to turn this on the head as opposed to just doing a couple of steps here and there. Instead of that, aim to get yourself about 10,000 steps every day. And the best way to actually motivate yourself and to track this is the free version with just your phone. If you have an iPhone, then you're able to go into the health app and see how many steps you do in a day. Now, the better way to go about doing this is if you invest like $20 to $100 and you buy yourself a Fitbit, which you have on your wrist. You can either get a used one on Kijiji, which is what I always personally did, Or if you want to be a little bit more bougie, go online and buy a brand new one or get an Apple Watch, whatever fits your budget. But once you have this thing attached to your wrist and you're able to just flick your wrist towards yourself, you're able to see how many steps you've achieved in a certain day. Now, when you hit 10,000 steps, it does this cool little celebration. The thing vibrates. It's really a great way, when I was personally using it, to actually go out and get those 10,000 steps. Because when you would see, okay, we're at 6,000 steps for the day, I'm 4,000 away. You know what? I'm just gonna go out and go do another 4,000 steps. It really actually helped me to go out and walk every single day to hit those 10,000 steps. Number 4 is going to be to opt more often to do more enjoyable cardio, as opposed to doing what everybody does. All right, I'm gonna get on the treadmill or a stationary bike or the Stairmaster and suffer for 30 minutes to an hour, because a lot of people, when they go and try and do these cardio exercises, it's not fun for them. I don't blame you. It's not the most fun for me. Somehow I can just tap into that. But if you feel this way, instead of just doing that form of cardio, go outside, play some sports with your friends. I'm telling you, right now it's the summertime too, so perfect time to take advantage of this. The best cardio is the cardio that you actually enjoy. If you've ever played a game of pickup basketball or played catch with your friends or even just gone golfing without all the extra calories when you're drinking on the green, you'll notice by the end of those activities that you're doing, you're really tired. Like, you're covered in sweat, you've worked up a huge caloric burn, and it almost felt effortless. This is the point. You want to make exercise fairly seamless into your lifestyle. The more enjoyable it is, the more consistent you're going to be able to be with it, and you're going to be able to lose fat fairly effortlessly because you enjoy it. Number 5, your environment. Your environment dictates your success. Now, this is primarily going to be achieved with your kitchen. Now, I have had friends who I've seen their kitchens, and they might be like, oh, I'm going to cut, or I'm trying to get in really good shape. And I see their fridge and their pantries, and it's loaded with like fudgesicles, bags of chips, candies, different types of snacks that I wouldn't even be able to personally say no to myself. In order for me to succeed and stay on my diet, I cannot personally have any temptation in the house. I have zero ability to say no. If I see it, I'm eating it. I have a fairly addictive personality. Now, this goes with a lot of people as well. If your environment, your kitchen, is loaded with the best snacks that you could possibly have that are loaded with calories, it's going to be very hard to stay within your caloric requirement that you need in order to lose fat. So I recommend that you try and take away all those tempting foods that are absolutely delicious and just get rid of them. If you don't have them in the house, it's going to be a lot harder to eat them, because you're going to have to say, well, I'm going to have to go out and buy it and, do this whole process. Is it worth it? Nah. All right, I just won't eat that. I'll opt to eat something a little bit healthier. So clean up the kitchen. Environment dictates success. Number 6. Put the phone down during your workouts. Now, I'm going to say this. This is a philosophy that I've kind of come up with now, being back in the gym since COVID lockdown is kind of over for us here in Ontario. The guys who are dicking around on their phone, distracted in between sets, flicking through Instagram, texting their girl, texting their buddies, these guys tend to perform all of their sets like shit. There's a lack of effort. There's a lack of time under tension. There's a lack of actually performing the workout. So instead of picking up your phone, changing like a million songs, doing all this distractive stuff, instead, have your phone on a playlist. Turn it on airplane mode, turn it on do not disturb. Just put it in your pocket. In between your sets, just sit there. Look at your body. Look at yourself in the mirror if you have to. Look at the floor. I don't care what it is. You want to tap into an ability to focus, get into a flow state. Because once you're in this flow state and you're not constantly distracted by this, that, and the third, one, your rest periods are going to be a lot shorter, not to the point where they're way too short, but where they should be, between 45 to 60 seconds if you're not doing a max effort lift. Whereas with most guys who are on their phone dicking around, they take rests that are like a minute and a half to 3 minutes sometimes, unknowingly. And then they try and get into their next exercise, and it's like, yeah, I guess I'll do this, or I'll do this exercise. It's not, the passion, the drive is not there. They're not going to be burning as many calories, the guys that are distracted, compared to those guys who turn the distractions off and just get to fucking work. Number 7 is actually creating a manageable calorie deficit. Most people say, all right, I want to try and lose, I've heard people say this, I want to try and lose 45 pounds in 2 months. Is it possible? Yes. Is it all going to be fat? Absolutely not. Is it even possible with fat? Not realistically. I don't think off the top of my head. And even if it was, this is the problem. If you start to do a calorie deficit of, say, 750 calories or even 1,000 calories, like some guys like to do drastic deep cuts, yeah, you might be able to stick with it for a couple of days, or if you're really committed, maybe a couple of weeks. But after that process, you are going to binge eat. So you may have lost some weight and you're like, I'm pretty happy with this. Now you're gonna start to binge eat because your body, like, it's just gonna be this yo-yoing aspect of, all right, I've lost weight, I'm looking pretty good, now I've blown up. And not only have I blown up, but I've put on more fat and more weight than I was when I previously started before my cut. So you want to aim to achieve a manageable calorie deficit. I recommend between 250 to 500 calorie daily deficit. For a more manageable cut, aim closer to that 250 calories every single day. If you do want to crank up that weight loss, you can go up to that 500 calories. It will be more manageable for you guys. Just try not to do these huge deficits where after your cut's done, you blow up, you gain more weight than you started with, and your median level of your weight at that point slowly starts to go up after the months and years. Every year you get older because you keep yo-yo dieting. Number 8 is something that I've personally seen success with, and I imagine it'll have an effect for you. When you're doing HIIT workouts, if you're gonna use those as a tool for weight loss, I try to perform those with timed sets, as opposed to, let's do 10 reps or 15 reps and then rest. For some reason, whenever you hit that little timer button, you put your phone down and you've got to perform a set of burpees, let's say, you just go a lot harder. You keep going, you keep pushing, and you find yourself pushing yourself a lot further than you normally would with, say, 10 to 15 repetitions of doing them regularly. It's just a psychological thing that happens with me, and I recommend and encourage that you go ahead and try it. Try the time sets. Do like 30-second sets, 45-second sets. If you really want to push yourself, try 60-second sets. That is gruesome, especially with like a burpee or thigh slap jumps or squat jump. You'll notice that you're actually able to tap into more of your reserves and push your energy reserves, that is, and push yourself a lot further than you normally would with a 10 rep set, 15 rep set. Again, this is just something that I've personally known myself, but I encourage you to try it and see if it has an effect for you. So there you guys go. That concludes my TED Talk. Hey, if you made it this far, be sure to comment down below kettlebell so I can see, one, who made it this far, and two, we can confuse everybody when they say, why is everybody commenting kettlebell? Down in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. I'll see you in the next video.